Alright, what's up everyone? So today we're going to be looking at a specific mod in RLCraft. It's called the Lycanite mod, and we're going to be looking at the mobs first. I think there are around 300 mobs in this goddamn... It's one mod, yep, one mod. And there are a bunch of other mods in this RLCraft mod pack. So yeah, we're going to be looking at the mobs first, then maybe the weapons, and other things. So yeah, we're gonna be looking at the elementals today. I'm gonna make 2 more videos for the rest of the mobs, the general mobs that you see. Like, I won't cover the bosses because actually I'll cover it. It might be a spoiler though, but yeah, we're gonna be looking at the elementals today. Alright, so the first mob for the elemental is gonna be the Cinder. So this is what they look like. Here, let me just spawn one real quick. There you go. So they commonly spawn from fire blocks, which is very common in RLCraft because, you know, dragons love to blow shit up for no reasons, and they usually have around 12 to 14 health. There are also 2 variants of it, but we won't cover them. Basically, they just have more health, and when you kill them, they drop more experience. But yeah, if you kill them, they mostly drop coal most of the time, but sometimes they drop blaze rods, which is here, and sometimes they drop the amber charges, which is kind of like fire charges in regular Minecraft game. Sometimes they might even drop these cinder blades, which are custom weapon parts, which we will talk about later on. Yeah. Oh, and they usually die. They die from ring, but they don't drop any experience, sadly. Yep. Alright, so the second element is called a Jangu, which is like a water variant of the cinder, and this is what they look like. They usually have around 20 health, and they spawn in oceans, lakes, or even rivers sometimes. Whenever you kill them, they drop, let's see, they drop the Aqua Pulse Charge, which is like the fire charge, but this one, it shoots water, and if you hit a mob with it, it actually slows them down for a couple seconds. Yeah, and you can also make this Aqua Pulse Scepter. I think it's a reference to Terraria, the Aqua Scepter, pretty sure it is, and you just need 7 of these things and 2 blaze rods, and they have I think they have a durability, and they shoot the Aqua Pulse charges, and you can also charge them up to place water down, as you can see. Yep, just like that. Yeah. Okay, so the third elemental is called the Geoknock, which is like a rock elemental, and this is what they look like. And they only usually spawn from mining coal or iron, so like the common ores. If you mine like I think gold, actually no, not gold, like diamonds, there's another variant of it which is stronger than this thing. But yeah, and if you kill it, it mostly drop iron, stone, and nether quartz, which is found here. And sometimes it could drop cleansing crystal, which is basically like food that you can eat. It gives you cleanse, which gets rid of debuffs. It's pretty cool, but it's okay. And sometimes they might drop the Geoknock spear and the fist. Yeah, you can also change these into nether quartz and iron ore, but some people said the fist is glitched right now. I'm not sure if that's true or not. So yeah, that's it. So the fourth elemental is called the Jinn, which is an air elemental, and this is what they look like. You can find these guys in a really high altitude. I think it's like a Y around like 192. Yeah. And they drop, let's see what they drop from this guy. They always drop snowball, I know that for sure. And sometimes they drop feathers, chorus fruit, cleansing crystal, which is kind of rare, and whirlwind charges, which is what it does. It gives levitation for the mobs. Yep. And yeah, and sometimes they will drop these Jinn clouds parts, and you can make them into the whirlwind charges. Yeah, that's it. Alright, so the next one is called the Aegis, which is like a first friendly mob that you ever find in this goddamn game. They will spawn in villages, and this is what they look like. Yeah, do not engage these guys, they're pretty strong. And they will fight every aggressive mob around and protect the villagers. Yeah. And once you kill them, they will drop nether quartz, gold nuggets. Very rarely they will drop emerald and cleansing crystals. So yeah, don't fight these guys. Well, you just lost to Zephyr. Yeah, they will engage in a group if you do attack them, so be very careful. They're actually pretty good as summons too. Yeah. the next elemental that we have is called the Argos. These guys, they actually spawn naturally, but they're quite rare at higher altitudes, and they're pretty strong compared to other elementals that we previously covered. And they are spawned if you kill too many elementals. There's like on the bottom left of your chat, they might say, "Oh, Chaos Evil is rising," or the levels is getting higher and higher. And if you kill more and more, these guys will spawn everywhere. And if you kill them, they will drop Ender Pearls, Obsidians, and Chaos Orb Charge. They will also shoot at you with these things. If you hit a mob, these things, they kind of fly everywhere. So yeah, and what it does is that it gives stability, instability to the mob, and they'll go everywhere. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, be careful because these guys are really strong. They have around like 40 to 30 health. So yeah. The next one is called Sephin, which is a very interesting one because you need 2 elementals to get together to become this thing. It's a acid spitting elemental. You get these when you mix water with lava to make obsidian, or the 2 elementals, the water and the fire one mixed together, you get one of these guys. So what they do is that they kind of spit at you with these acid splash charge, which gives you a debuff of penetration, which lowers your armor and stuff, as you can see, like this. You see little particles coming out. And when you kill these guys, they drop blaze rods, bone, slime balls, and sometimes the spine too. There's 3 levels with these, but I just didn't put them in here. Yeah, and they're pretty strong. They're as strong as the Argos from the previous elemental. Next one is called the Vulcan. These guys are rare, really rare. I think I've only seen like one of these in my actual playthrough, and this is what they look like. And you can only find these when they combine with the fire one, the Cinder, and the Geoknock when they combine, or the Cinder gets into like gravel, or the Geoknock gets into like lava. Then this guy comes out. They're pretty strong as well. 35 health to like 40-ish, and once you kill them, they drop a lot of goodies, as you can see right here. Cold iron, nether quartz, stone, and sometimes even blaze rods and gold ore. Yeah, that's it. That's all they do. They don't really do much. They're aggressive. They're stronger of 2 elementals. Okay, so the next elemental that we have is called a Zephyr. These guys, let's see, this is what they look like. They spawn during thunderstorms and rain. They're pretty, not that weak, I guess you can say, 18 health to 20, and they drop gunpowder and glowstone dust. Sometimes they have a 10% dropping these Zephyr blades. Yep. And yeah, that's it. They don't drop any charges. This is the first elemental that doesn't drop any charges that we covered. And the next one's called a Wisp. These guys are actually friendly, and if you get near them, they give you, as you can see, night vision and glowing. I don't think glowing does anything, and if you have more than one of these guys, they will actually play with each other. They'll shoot at each other, they'll play catch, and just be aware, if you get in their way, you will get damaged by them. I died because of this once. I got headshotted somehow, and they actually burn undead zombies if they're nearby. Well, it's daytime, so they're gonna burn either way. And if you kill them, they give you gold nuggets, glowstone dust, and sometimes the light bar charges. Yep, as you can see, they give night vision and glow. And yeah, that's it. They're all the second friendly elementals that you will encounter most of the time. Alright, so the next mob is called a Gru, which is like the one that you spawn when it's pitch black, especially when you're digging down and you don't have any torches. So these guys will spawn after a while in the pitch black, and this is what they look like. They're pretty big. This one's Scarlet, which is a variant of it. Yeah, you see there's a lot stronger. There are different variants, and they usually drop Ender Pearls and Obsidian. You can also spawn something called a Lunatic Gru, which is like a boss that you can fight. And I think there are 3 stages. And you basically have to build something like this. 4 obsidian, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Diamond block, 2 obsidian on top, and basically like an E on top. And after you build that, you need something called the soul key, which is this thing. Yeah, it summons the boss by grabbing this thing and right clicking on the diamond block. And in order to get this, you need to craft it with nether stars, a soul gazer, and a bunch of diamonds. So you won't get this early on, but if you want to try to fight this boss, go ahead. It's pretty hard. I don't think I ever beat it. I summoned this once before, I don't think I ever fucking beat it. So yeah, this guy's pretty scary. Alright, so the next one is called the Springin. I don't know how to fucking say that word actually. Sprigin? It's basically just a tree, that's all you need to know. And these guys spawn when you disturb forest life. When you're cutting grasses with the flint knife, or when you're digging trees, these guys spawn out of nowhere. And when you kill them, they sometimes drop... Okay, this guy didn't drop anything. Oh, it's a golden one. Sometimes they would drop sticks, log, seeds, melon seeds, pumpkin seeds, and life drain charges. And they have 10% dropping the roots. The life drain charge is actually kind of glitchy right now. If you stand still, yeah, they're kind of glitchy. You can only use them when you're kind of flying, I guess, and they're kind of short range too. You notice that. So what it does is just basically give you life steal and stuff, kind of like leech, like the enchantment. And yeah, that's it. That's all we have, and we actually have like 9 more. These are like the interesting one that I kind of like. So yeah. So the next one that we have is called the River. I have no idea, dude. Okay, so this is what they look like. I think they only spawn in snow biomes and like ice biomes. Once you kill them, they drop snowballs, ice, frostball charges, and these horns. And you shoot mobs with the frostbolts charge, it gives them a slowness. Yep, that's it. And yeah, the next one is called the Nymph, which is the third friendly mobs that you see in RLCraft. These guys are pretty good. That's a variant. So what they do is that they give you regeneration over time you stand near them. And they usually spawn on top of flowers. They love bright flowers for some reason. And if you kill them, they drop a bunch of flowers. They run away, as you can see. And sometimes they drop seeds and disc potions. This is like the cleanse crystal, but it gives you immunization of against poison, hunger, weakness for 10 seconds. Yep. And they also drop this this charge. You shoot at a mob or like a player, gives them a debuff. Basically what it means that all the damage that they dealt goes, it's like lifesteal, but it doesn't do any damage, it just gives them health back. Yeah, that's it. That's yeah, you kind of want them to be around you, so what I do is that I tend to put a lot of flowers near my base, so these guys will spawn more often. But yeah, put these back in. Okay, the upcoming mob is one of my least favorite mob in this mod pack. This thing is so annoying. It gives you poison, plague, I think poison 4, plague 4. And this is what they look like. They spawn from mushrooms biome, and they look like butterflies with like facehugger combined. And if you kill them, they drop mushrooms, slime balls, and poison gland. And poison gland, you can put them on the ground, and they kind of look like just poison clouds, like League of Legends Singe poison cloud. That's what they look like. And if you step into it, they deal a lot of damage. And yeah, they will destroy your head, your body, your arms, and so forth. Don't fuck with these guys. Yeah, just good luck out there. Here we're having another mob that's kind of fucking scary too. It's called the Banshee. These guys spawn from abandoned mineshaft, the defile area, like the purple area, abandoned ships, a bunch of other naturally spawned locations. And these guys, they go through walls, and they're pretty goddamn scary looking. once you kill them. Oh yeah, and they go through walls, so yeah, they're pretty scary if you see them. Sometimes they drop the soul sand, ender pearls, ender eyes, and their eyeballs, which is like a blade weapon part that you can use. Oh, not a blade, head type, my bad. They're pretty fast, and they sometimes spawn in a group of 2, I believe. I could be wrong, just saying. Yep. Alright, so here we have the last 3 elementals that we're gonna cover. So the first one's called a Fabula. Okay, I just need to spawn one of these guys. They are spawned when you mine diamonds or emeralds. Basically like the Geoknock, but for diamonds and gemstones. And these guys are pretty strong actually. Let me grab my sword. And if you kill them, they drop diamonds, emeralds, crystal shard. They drop, yeah, right here, cleansing crystals, a bunch of goodies. If they attack you, you get this debuff called, I forgot what it's called, but it's basically you cannot use any items when you get attacked by them. So yeah, they're pretty rare. The next one's called the Tremor. Tremor only spawns when there's explosions. So like TNT, I think Creeper's explosion have a chance of spawning these guys. And once you kill them, they drop blaze powder, firework stars, blaze rods, gunpowder. And when they attack you, there's actually like a little explosion for the melee attacks, and they will make your ear ring, like the sound effects of it, and you're kind of blind for a couple seconds. Yeah. And last but not least, we have Sift. I think that's what you call. Yeah. So these guys only spawn, I believe, in temples, like the desert temples. These guys are really strong. They have 46 health, for this one at least. And they will fight anything near it. And if you kill these guys, they will drop golden nuggets, glowstone, and they have 10% of dropping these Sif wings. They're pretty good actually. Smited effects for their weapons. And yeah, they look pretty cool. They have like a 360 AoE attack around all the mobs. They let you kill everything. They don't give a fuck. Yeah. Alright. And I think that's it. That's all we have. Oh no, we have 2 more. I was wrong. Okay, so now we have 2 more to go, which are the Raves and the Spectra. So Raves, they spawn in the Nether quite often, and inside the Shadow Dungeons, I believe. And these guys, when you kill them, they explode around you, and they, once they die, they will give you Wither. They have very low health actually. They have like around 8 health, so they're very easy to kill, but they are very common in the Nether. And once you kill them, you get blaze powder, gunpowder, and bones. There's also Rave Skull, 10% dropping that. They also there's also this one item that I found out. It's called a Rave Sigil. I've been experimenting with this and been looking around and see how to craft this, but there's no recipe or anything about this thing. And it's actually like a magic weapon where you right click. If you hold right click, it shoots stuff and it gives you fire resistance, as you can see. I've been using this quite a lot in the creative mode, and sometimes it crashes your server, so be very careful when you use this. It's pretty strong, pretty cool looking weapon. But yeah, so it also doesn't have any durability, just saying. And the last but not least elemental that we have is the Spectra. These guys are very cool looking. They only spawn in the Ender. They have about 35 health, very strong. Not very strong, but like pretty strong compared to other elementals that we have. These guys are very common in the end, and if you kill them, they give you chorus fruits, the bow charge, obsidian, ender eye, eye of ender, and sometimes they drop these tendril, and they give you decay, which means you can't use a regeneration potion, like anything that gives you health back. It doesn't work. So be very careful when you go to the ender. Yeah. I think that's it for all the elementals. So in the next video we'll be covering a lot more, cooler mobs and possibly items. Yeah, we'll see you in the next video.